With it right here with who I started with, me something like a Spartan. It's going hard regardless. I'm from the 826 plus 5. Mo bitches, 8 Central Coast, mob and suicide. Police arsonist. I step in the booth and gas. I gotta keep it lit. Engineer all my music. I work hard at this.
That's right, and we're back live on Chicano Tube, live on Chicano Street, your favorite Chicano stream. We're back on the internet for all the internet familia. Do me a favor though, there's a like button right there at the bottom. Smash that like button, por favor. If you dig, if you rock with the fire content that we're dropping here on the daily, nothing but bangers, banger after banger. If you like it and you're a supporter, well, there's that like button. It takes a second. Smash it now. I'll remind you at the end to smash it one more time. So just smash it right now and get it out of the way as we listen to this spiel. And if not, and you don't dig the content, but for some reason you're lurking, you're stalking, you're watching, there's a button for the lurkers, the creeps, the weirdos, the chomos, the predators, the haters, the stalkers, and all of their supporters and all of their minions. Hey, you got to pay to play, baboso. Go ahead and hit the thumbs down, hit the chinga tu madre. It's all to the good. You could also hit the share. You could also hit the hype video where the comments are. Swipe right, and that way you can go ahead and hit the hype video. Before we get into the title of this video, Bud Light is headed to a complete crash out. Before we get into that, let's keep it professional and let's go through the formalities. Gracias to all the day oneers. Gracias to everyone inside the members only. The members only is the backbone of the community. I highly appreciate the members only more than they know for their something 99, their ardent support. They get the emojis. They get the green wrench on the live, which is the highlight. It's like the captain level YouTube yarda wrench. They get all that stuff, but they get the biggest shout out of every single video. I always shout them out because, again, they're supporters, man. So shout out to the members only. Plus, they have the whole story, which I have a series in the members only called My Chicano Story. I think it's a part 12 or 13. It said I'm going to drop one more of that right before Christmas, so be on the lookout for that one. I don't even know where we left off. I'll watch a little bit of the last episode. I think either in the youth correctional system, or I think I've already entered the adult correctional system where we are in that story. And then there's other stories that I'm going to tell the members only too, guerra stories. And those are fucking hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of those, right? 20-something years of those. But shout out to the members only. I appreciate you guys. And if you're new to the channel, stay subscribed because we're going to be dropping bangers on the daily. All right, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this video. This individual, Bud Light, we know who he is. He had the biggest 2025 fall from grace, and it was preemptive. It actually started in 2023 with OG Triple OG. Dropped he had some visuals of his paperwork, but it's not really paperwork. It was like his index card, CDC administrative card, etc. He dropped 2 or 3 little snippets that went to show his fall from grace. Now, his like he said, right? We find out 340 pages of him writing and telling, and then he comes back with a video that says, "My story is not your story." Yeah, I'm glad my story is not. I'm glad my story is not your story, because if my story was in your story, for one, I wouldn't try to keep face on the internet and act like I'm somebody, and 2, I'd get the fuck out of Dodge and probably go to an igloo in Alaska. But again, that's because I have, character and still some kind of integrity, right? But anyways, so with this individual right here, recently, I really got to be honest with you, man. There have been red flags to me, and these red flags are a little bit concerning to the point of, it looks like a complete crash is imminent with this individual, right? The first red flag that tells me a complete crash is coming, and I hope it doesn't, because I don't wish ill will on anyone. I'm built different, man. I know people get into beefs online and they wish that motherfucker would get swallowed up by a fucking swamp hole, or that this would happen to him, that would happen to him. That's very immature. Of course, I got my own beefs online, but do I ever want someone to get hurt? No. Is it ever going to go past the internet? Do I want it to? Well, I mean, we got the content creator series of fighting just for that. If you have pull up in your DNA and not pull out and not bitch in your DNA, well, then there's a place that we could settle it in the content creator series of fighting. Okay. That's why I created that for such a time as this, or for such beefs that are on the internet, like there are beefs on the internet currently right now, right? And again, we're in the Chicano space. We're in the West Coast, California space of podcasting. I know that we are the mecca of podcasting. Every other state looks at California podcasters because we got the most influential podcasts here. And us that are Chicanos that have a little bit of a street background, we have a different seasoning that motherfuckers that didn't come from the streets don't have, right? We have little wordplay is different. The game is different, etc., right? So people dig and gravitate toward that. But anyways, back to the topic. So one of the first red flags that I seen on this individual was I never ever heard him talking about bringing his family, his own family, into YouTube conversations and YouTube issues. I never heard him say that up until this point. What I think is happening is the new level of pressure that has been on him from, shout out to ExposedTube. Again, he's in the running for Rookie of the Year. Shout out to ExposedTube. You got other rookies or pescados on the yarda, whatever you want to call it. With all due respect, we're playing around, right? With all due, because you never know. And next thing you know, ExposedTube came off a 180 High Desert or Salinas Valley one day, and we're like, oh shit, we don't know in real life, right? We just know what's on YouTube. Shout out to Bam Bam. Shout out to The Resistance is another one, right? It's like a collective, and a lot of people are commenting, I am the resistance. I am the resistance. Well, I like that really because of what they're standing for. It's not, again, I'm not trying to say, hey, jump off the fucking screen and go and take them out and throw them in a trunk with fucking Glad bags and be like Joe Pesci. What is the first fucking hole I dug? Okay, I'm not saying that. Not saying it has to go to that, right? But really the streets, if he were ever to fall back in the ranks and in line or go behind the walls, they would wish that for him. But not me. Not on the internet. So I never heard him bringing his family, my primos. My family is tired of this. My family is tired of that. And I would think that someone like Bud Light would have more klecha. If you know what klecha is, it's street IQ. Okay, just keep it in layman's terms, or let's just say in that's a Chicano word, klecha, but in layman's English grammar, it's street IQ. It's game, I guess. You can call it game too. I thought he would have more klecha than involving his family. When you mention people, when you mention things online, you are involuntarily involving them in your personal issues. And I never heard him say that. Now he's talking about my family. Whoa, wait a second. Do you ever hear me say my family? Because I keep the internet as far away from my family as possible. As far away from my family as possible, right? And that's the absolute truth, okay? But when you involve, my family is tired, my family, that was the first red flag. I'm like, the pressure's getting to the baboso, man. And he still won't do anything as far as having integrity to safeguard, them. He's still coming on the internet getting drunk. The night before, he went ahead and talked about Cali, Legends Media, one of the generals on the YouTube yarda that immediately, he was already deemed for what he did, 340 pages, but now he got double deemed. I don't even know if you can get double deemed, okay? If Rascal Rest in Peace were here, I would ask him, hey, cabron, can you get double deemed? Can your name be two times on the BNL? Well, a second time he got added on the bad news list is when he decided to speak about one of the generals, a third general of the Mesa of the YouTube yarda. And then the very next day wants to send out the opposite kind of energy. Let's just say that, the opposite energy. So I don't get him, but the bringing the family into it is the first red flag. Now, the second red flag is you can tell the pressure is on him and all of this is in his head rent-free, which is the trolling, the putting up his lives, clowning on him and all that shit, which is hilarious, right? I think a lot of the new YouTubers are finding out that, you got to kind of adapt with the trends, right? In the beginning, like of the YouTube Yarda, it was these wild, crazy war stories were the ones that were getting all the views, right? But then those run out, right? And then they become repetitive, right? Like Bud Light himself, he has no more fucking content. He has no content. You think we want to see a washed up fucking pintero, okay, that has 340 pages of paperwork talk about crime? You think we want to hear his point of view on the news? He thinks we want to hear his point of view on health, on dieting, on cooking videos. Hey, this doing edamame videos. But again, he's doing what he does, right? These individuals right here, it's the second thing I said that was a huge red flag was now he's talking about police law enforcement, which of course opened them up to a slew of criticism, right? They're clowning, they're laughing. See, I even did a video. Look, he saved his police contacts. It's very evident, right? Because now he's saying he's involving police, but he's doing it subliminally. He's throwing it indirectly by saying it's not me. It's not me. It really is my family. Again, going back to the family thing. Again, I don't wish none of this. This YouTube shit is all fucking shits and giggles, man. If this YouTube thing ever feels like a job for me, if it ever gets stressful, if it ever gets strenuous to me, the channel's over and I'm out and I'm back in reality. That's just it, right? I come from that generation, right? Like American Cholo. You know what I mean? He's not totally out and off, but he was like, I'm good. If it ever became a burden to me, if it ever became stressful for me, or if it ever put me in a financial deficit or something like that, right? Then I'd be good with it. But to involve my family, and then to say, guess what? I'm also involving police in this thing is an absolute indicator that this guy is headed toward a fucking wreck, man. It reminds me of that commercial with the two crash dummies, and they just launch them in the pinche pared, and they're inside the car, and it shows them in slow motion going to the airbag. Man, I'm pretty good on sound effects, huh? It reminds me of the crash out on that right there, that we seen another podcaster crash the fuck out. He would go live as he's crashing out, and the pendejo got 15 years, and he's at least going to have to sit down. I think he's not going to do all 15. I think that was a wolf ticket. I think he'll end up doing like 5. I think he'll be out by 2030. And then what? You're going to want to go ahead and fucking tune into his protective custody stories, but it is what it is, right? So yeah, I just don't see those two things as healthy. I see those as warning signs. And this individual, man, maybe should start planning an exit plan off of social media. Because where does it go from here? Where does it go from my family? Because then now the internet is affecting your immediate family. As a grown-ass man, none of us are going to fuck with that, man. This internet is shits and giggles. It's all for entertainment. And if it ever gets strenuous, like I said, I'm out. One day to another, there's no going away party. I'm doing the Irish goodbye like American Cholo, if it even got close to that. But then another subliminal is, well, guess what? My family's going to call the police. My family's going to call the police. This shit is living inside of your head, man. It really is living inside of your head, man. That's why he does Just for Men, because he has too much gray because of the stress, And it looks kind of weird, you know what I mean? His face is old and his hair is black. So that looks kind of weird, But it is what it is. You guys, gente, do me a favor, man. If you like this kind of content right here, hit that pinchy thumbs up, like button. I know we clown on Bud Light all you want, but you know what? If you're a praying person, lift that dude up in prayer también. I'm a praying person, man. I'm a praying man. Lift that dude up in prayer, because if it turns into a complete crash out where this is affecting his family, The best thing to do is stop trying to save face on the internet, man. Who gives a fuck about your internet reputation? Care about where your community thinks, well, I mean, he's not even welcome inside his community for 340 pages of paperwork. Plus, I heard there's another couple hundred of pages of paperwork. I'm just saying, do it for you then, and do it for your family, and log off this internet thing once and for all, and do it with style the way American Cholo did it. But you're not American Cholo. American Cholo is a stand-up guy in his community, and he's helping his community every day. What do we say about you? You're the opposite of American Cholo. You're trying to leech off the community, and we don't even know if this guy's raza or not, but I'll let that go. Anyways, you guys, gente, hit that like button if you like this fire content. If not, there's a chinga tu madre button right there. And if scroll right to the comments, and you can hit the hype video button. It helps us reach larger audience to the next episode. Don't forget to help others move in excellence, because it's going to bless them. It's going to bless you at the same time. To the next episode, your favorite Chicano stream on YouTube is out. I'll see you on the next one.